And we're live. All right, welcome back to the
Uh,
Ashes to Ashes podcast.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and today
20
we are
second episode.
playing Five Nights at
We're not
Freddy's.
playing Five Nights at Freddy's, but we
We are
do
playing
have.
Five Nights at Freddy's
All right,
2.
all right. Sorry, man. I'm just gonna mute you for 5 seconds while I introduce. Um, so I'm here with the regular hosts. I'm here with Thomas Milk, Joestaen, and Ashoo. You may notice that my voice sounds a bit different. Well, I have an ulcer in my mouth, so some might say an oyster, and I can't pronounce the letter S right now. Yeah, it really hurts to close my mouth. Anyway, we're still gonna just, truck on with the podcast and discuss today's topic. So, I was thinking that there are really two entry points to paranormal for most people. Now, for me, it was like conspiracy theories, right? That's the stuff that I enjoy. But then for other people, it's like basic occultism and stuff. And part of that is often the topic of lucid dreaming, which is why we've got like an expert lucid dreamer here, EmeraldOdin, to talk to us about it. So welcome to the podcast, EmeraldOdin. Glad to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Great, and we're just going to ask him questions. Oh, sorry, I better unmute you. Ashoo, there you go.
Fuck you, you fucking asshole. I'll kick your ass. I'm
Okay.
gonna shove my foot up your ass.
Thanks, Ashoo. So I would like to know, EmeraldOdin. First of all, would you like to give like a brief introduction to yourself?
Sure. Yeah, if you guys want, I think I should focus on my introduction with lucid dreaming. There's a lot to say about my life, but yeah, lucid dreaming is something that has been with me, I think, all my life. All the way back when I was born, I remember my first dream, and it wasn't a lucid one. But as time went on, as I grew older, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. I had huge night terrors, like ghosts, out of body experiences. I thought they were normal. I thought that was like everyone doing it or something. I didn't really see any harm in it, but the things I would encounter were pretty damn scary. And eventually, along the way, I figured out a way to basically wake up by force. I don't know how I got to it. It just happened, and since then I could always do it. And it was kind of like opening my eyes manually, like holding my hands to my eyes, opening them in the dream. It would always wake me up, no matter what. And so a lot of the fear basically dropped after that. Like I went into things with a lot of lack of fear, but then I started thinking as I grew older, like 10 years old, 12 years old, getting a little bit more conscious about stuff, I started thinking, okay, if I can stop the dream, can I also change it in a way that will be nicer? Like change some kind of nasty hallucination to something more pleasant. And that is when I first got started into lucid dreaming. And that's since I have never let go.
That is an awesome story. So, for those of you in the audience who don't actually know, lucid dreaming is basically the act of like controlling the dream you're in and being aware that you're in a dream and then doing stuff in there.
So, EmeraldOdin, would you consider yourself a dream expert?
Sorry, your voice is a little bit soft. I have to bump your volume a little.
Yeah,
Can
don't
you
worry
repeat
about
that?
him. He's a Reddit mod.
Would you consider yourself a dream expert?
I don't like the term expert in any situation really because it makes me feel like a guru. I don't really
You're
want to tell people
You're experienced with dreams.
from experience. Yeah, I would say for myself, because I'm like 30 years old right now. I've been doing this for more than 20 years. So
Let me just plug into your dream knowledge here. Can you recite the entirety of Mask?
Mask? What? Like the Dream song?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with... Oh, Dream! Like the YouTuber! Oh, you're making a little joke there. Alright, that's funny.
I've never watched the Dream video, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, that's alright. That's a good one, Joe. So, yeah, what techniques did you use, or rather, how did you start your path down lucid dreaming? Because I'm sure there are some people in the audience who are very interested in this. Besides,
Yeah,
you told us... Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
You told us in your, like, how you got interested in it, but where did you go to learn more about it and find more resources and things?
I would say there's many different techniques, and I've tried many. I have failed with many. I've succeeded with many. But I would say if you're gonna look for techniques, it may sound a little bit harsh, but don't look them up on Reddit. I'd say because in the lucid dreaming subreddit, that is mostly where people just dive in. But I would say focus on a few simple techniques. I'm only using 2 right now. That doesn't mean I've been using 2 all the time. I've been using the traditional techniques that many people first become familiar with. Like trying to push a finger through your hands or try to read text. Where did this music come from?
Hold on, I'll deal with that. Who put the music in there?
All right. Okay.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. Sorry to break your flow.
Turn the music back on.
So yeah, there is this different kinds of techniques, but the classical ones I started with, just like everyone else. But eventually they stopped working for me. I feel like I somehow built a sort of tolerance to it. Like as time went on, my dreams got more and more realistic. So first of all, I try to push a finger from my hand. It works. Next time it doesn't, and it never will again. And through the years, I don't know if this is for multiple people the same, but through the years, it kind of went so realistic that there's literally no telling a dream apart from reality. And so my techniques has shifted to, instead of trying to detect a dream within a dream, I try to be more conscious outside of it. So when I go more consciously to sleep, and I try to be more conscious during the day. There is this technique called ADA, or all-day awareness. It isn't exactly how it sounds. It may suggest that you stay conscious, constantly aware all day. That's pretty rough and takes a lot of energy, but it's mainly like you are going to do your certain actions with more attention. Because how are you going to be very aware in a dream if you're not even aware in reality? A lot of people that especially like my mom and stuff, when I tell them about my lucid dreaming, they think I'm a sleeper. I'm just floating around. I'm not really there in the world. But I see that differently, because when I'm going out or sitting in a train, I see everyone around me sitting on their phones, but I look around and for instance count trees or see where the sources of light come from, like just different kind of things that happen around the world. And these things, if you do them during the day, it becomes a habit, and you also do them in a dream, and therefore it becomes more higher of a chance that you will detect, okay, this is a dream, or I wasn't here before. A great example is my last lucid dream. I was just sitting at a bar and saw 2 pictures. One of a guy that I used to meet in another dream. I didn't even remember anymore, but in the dream I did somehow. And a picture of myself being crowned to a king. And that either that happened before in the dream, or my mind just made it up right when I looked at the picture and focused on it. Either way, there's only one answer. It was a dream. And that kind of stuff, it's not like the picture gives away it's a dream, right? It could be a picture in real life and it's still real. Right. But it's the fact that I didn't know or didn't remember being there. That's what made me think, okay, this can't be real. So there was nothing that gave it away in terms of reality. It was just the idea that I knew consciously that this didn't happen in real life. So ultimately, the most lucid dreaming techniques that don't require you to wake up at night, which is something I try not to do anymore, because with work and stuff, it's just too much work. When you fail, you wake up really, really bad, and it's not nice. So I focus on techniques that require awareness. So yeah, shift your awareness. Basically, that's the best technique I can imagine.
That was very, very helpful, and I don't know about the rest of you in this voice chat, but that kind of spoke to me. Sometimes it feels like I am just wading through my own life, not really aware. But
yeah.
Anyway, I was going to say that it's more like you use cause and effect to tell that you're in a dream instead of like the mechanics of reality, huh?
Yeah, I have seen a lot of people doing just that. Like on Reddit, you have a lot of success stories where people they try to count their fingers and they count 4 fingers or something. But I feel like it's a very, very subject to survival bias. you're not gonna hear people that didn't win the lottery scream that they had success. It's the people that did get rich that they are like, oh yeah, you can do it. It's just hard work. Blah blah blah. These are the people that scream the loudest. So when I analyze, for instance, the lucid dreaming subreddit, there's a lot of success stories, but they are usually by new accounts. So it's people that just dived into it and they have a success story and they post it on Reddit. But the people that don't have a success story, they're not going to post that on the subreddit, of course. So ultimately, it may look like it's a good idea, but to me, it doesn't seem to be as one. I think it's better to focus on mindfulness, really. And there was a really interesting video. I can share it in a link if you want to. It's a shaman who explains lucid dreaming from a shamanic perspective, and I couldn't agree more with that. That was so spot on.
Sure, we'll link that in the description as well of the video when it goes up on YouTube. Link in the description below. So, first of all, not Ash, also known as Sly. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
I've got a question for Mr. Emerald. Because you're always lucid dreaming all the time. You must be sleeping, right? So are you like well rested like every day?
I try to be. Sometimes my sleep schedule fucks up, just like everyone else's. Sometimes I have like just too much focus on work. I'm a programmer, and sometimes things just, I get this hyper focus, and I go to bed late. But I try to keep my sleep schedule around 8 hours per day, and also trying to keep some good habits, so no phones in bed. Things that make sure that you stay sleepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Not like an exceptionally long sleep schedule or something.
All right, great. Well, I guess I might just ask you some fun questions. Like, what's your favorite things to do while lucid dreaming?
I would say turning into a dragon.
Oh, okay.
It's like when I do that, even if it's just really short, it feels like I wake up from a 2-week holiday.
Oh, like in a good way?
In a good way, yeah. It's like I just have a vacation for like 2 weeks, and I'm so freaking well rested. It happened kind of similar as with the waking up thing. Just one night, I don't know exactly what happened, but there was this one night I had this out of body experience, and I walked outside my house, and there was like this light from the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And I walked through the back door, and the light was casting a shadow before me on the floor. And I just looked at the shadow and spread my arms, and somehow wings grew under it, and I became taller, and the arms also became heavier. Like I literally became a bigger being, and it had never happened before. But when I looked away from the shadow and to my own arms, I had this red scales, and I felt so relaxed. Like it wasn't a dream anymore. This was a whole trip. This was wow. This really unlocked something, and I don't know how. Nobody told me to do this. There was no voice or like a ghost or something saying do this, or it just happened. And since then, it always works. There's no way that this doesn't work anymore. Like whenever I can see my shadow, I can do this, and it's absolutely amazing. And I have some epic things with this, like cinematic things that you can make movies about. Whoa. Like if you do this, you can do anything in the real world. Like that's what I really like about lucid dreaming. Like it's a lot of people say it's stupid because you wake up and everything is all but a dream. But in reality, if you know you can come back to that, it's gonna be like, being underwater or above water, but it both is the same thing. For me, a dream world is the same as reality, and when I experience something really awesome in the dream world, I can take it out in reality. I can say, okay, I have a bad day at work or something, or someone is upset at me or whatever, and I can just forget about it, because why not? If you can turn into a dragon, why would you care about something like that, So you become like a sponge, and you can take a lot more.
Okay, that is very, Very interesting. So is this where your whole like? So I can see, your profile picture usually has like a dragon on it or something, right? Is this where
Yeah.
the whole dragon thing started, or was it sort of like in your head before that?
I would say this is very interesting, by the way. I'm not 100% sure, but I have a feeling why this feels so relaxed. I remember when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I had this sweater, and it had like this zippers on the side, and you could. I don't know how I did it, but I used like I just tied my my mouths, no sleeves, I mean, my sleeves to my pockets, and therefore I had like these wings. Like it was, I pretended to be some kind of dragon being. I don't know what I did back then, but I somehow did that, and for some reason it feels like that one time I turned into a dragon in the dream was sort of a hint from my childhood where this started. So I think to answer your question, it didn't start with the profile picture or the drawings. They became after my dreaming. I've never really seen them before, and but that moment in my childhood, I think that was the moment that it somehow clicked, and I feel like it's more of a spirit animal. So all the drawings you see, they happened after that first moment that I had it. So it's mainly to convey the feeling. So I remember myself. Oh, this is an awesome feeling.
Hell yeah, dude! You ever heard of star seeds?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Oh, sure. I said, hell yeah, dude. Have you ever heard of star seeds?
Star seeds. Yeah, I did. A lot of people, when I was a lot of in spiritual Discord servers, they mentioned it about me. I could somehow relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not really much into spiritual stuff anymore, aside from shamanism and techno shamanism. So I do sometimes some crazy stuff, like trying to create a well, this is going to be a little bit crazy, but I try to make a quantum random number generator and see if I can influence the outcome while I was out of body. Because I remember reading a book from Michael Verduga. He's a great guy. He has also some interesting methods, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically claims that lucid dreaming or out-of-body experience or dreams in general is like quantum physics. And he proves that, or proves in quote marks, in his book by basically putting a Rubik's Cube in a drawer and then closing it and then opening it again. And then out comes the same Rubik's Cube, but the colors are different, which seems to suggest quantum superposition, where everything can be anything at once. But I don't think that is adequate proof. I was like, okay, you know what? If that's true, then I should also be able to influence the outcome. So let's dive into that. So yeah, that kind of stuff I'm into, but like the most spiritual stuff, I'm not really much into anymore. I don't know, I kind of lost interest there, but I do remember star sheets, and I did feel kind of related to that.
Okay, awesome. So for those in the audience who don't know, star seeds is basically, I guess we just have this conversation with like Thomas Milk or something. Thomas Milk,
Yo,
you ever seen the movie like Guardians of the Galaxy?
you fucking kidding?
You've
Of
seen it
course
though.
you did.
You've seen it though, right?
Of course I've seen it.
The main guy is like, he like lives on Earth, but he's like half alien, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically like star seeds. Like they're either spiritually, like usually spiritually, like as in their soul or something. But on the rare occasion, you'll get someone claiming they're like physically a star seed, as in their dad was literally an alien or something. Basically, people say they're like half alien or they're part alien. Sometimes it could be spiritually, as in, their soul is alien and they're just put in a human body to human parents. And some people say that can happen with people who like heavily identify with, all sorts of different aliens, and in some cases, dragons, because it's a whole like reptilian thing as well. And that is why I asked EmeraldOdin about the question and got a great response.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, of
I feel
course,
like I
dude.
talk too much about this, honestly. Like it's such an enthusiastic topic. So
There's no such thing as too much in this podcast, alright? It's good, because otherwise we get like dead air and it becomes really awkward, so talk as much as you want.
What if you like lived
Oh.
in a hole,
Lived in a hole, what do you mean?
If
Like, what if you just fucking had a blanket and a pillow and you just lived in a hole?
I'm sure it would be awesome. So, moving on. Does anyone else have any other questions for EmeraldOdin before I continue?
Do you use Linux? Linux?
Yes. What does that have to do with lucid dreaming, by the way?
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
someone else ask something.
Yeah, I do use Linux. I use a distribution called NixOS, which is made in my own country, and it's one of the. It's absolutely a niche of a niche. If you're gonna try Linux, don't try NixOS because it's gonna be a love-hate relationship. I'm sure. It took me like 5 years to understand it.
Okay. Anyone else got any questions?
So when you're like in your dream and you're like a dragon or whatever, like what do you do? Do you just like
Usually
fly around
it's-
or something? Like
Yeah,
like
it's flying
in the
and
sun like a lizard or something. You know how they're in like the desert, lying in the sun.
yeah, it's flying is one of the things that happens the most. It's mostly practicing, I would say, because one of the things I really found out is that if you have a different body, then the how will you say the controls would also be hugely different. I've been a lot of different things in my life. I've been water. I mean, in my life in dreams, not that I claim to have been this in the past life or something, but I have been water, an airplane. I have been, I think, well, I forgot most of them now, but a few small animals at least. But like for instance, the airplane. Every button felt like a muscle. Like it's my brain is wired to a different body, and every movement you could possibly make feels like an actual limb. And the same goes with the dragon. While it does look kind of humanly shaped, so to say, it's everything feels so different. When your arms are longer, for instance, or if your body is taller, you feel more heavier. So when you normally fly around in a dream, you know, you've seen a lot of people lucid dreaming, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fly around because that's cool." You just lift up in the air, you just float around. But at least with me, if you're actually doing shapeshifting, it's like you have a new game and you're just starting to learn the controls. So yeah, flying around I do, but it's a lot of crashing, it's a lot of landing, more than flying actually. But yeah, flying is one of those things that I do, and other things I do is exploration. Because one of the things I noticed, I don't know what this means really. I've still yet to find it out. It's more a spiritual thing. But when I have a nightmare, like an absolute super scary nightmare with things chasing me, and I turn into a dragon, these things, they look around and they leave because they don't recognize me anymore. They just go away, and they're like, okay, whatever, he's gone. And then I can just walk around. Like I'm walking into a studio with no actors whatsoever. There's nothing. I can just look around. I can see the surroundings, and that's amazing. So it's exploration. It's flying, and another thing I do is trying to get other people in my dream, because if I'm a human, somehow a lot of things don't happen. Like I cannot bring in, for instance, other beings or other humans even. But if I am a dragon, it's much easier. I guess that has something to do with the stability of the dream, because when you're a dragon, your dream is obviously less stable than if you are a human, since the realism kind of, well, the realism itself doesn't really go down, but the reality goes down. So I think that
Right.
allows you to do a few things that you otherwise cannot do.
Yeah.
So it's like the Gary's Mod sandbox where you got like your tool gun, your physics gun, you got your spawn menu.
Yeah.
You like so you can like just like plot people down or whatever, like the NPCs or whatever.
Well, there might not be
Yeah,
NPCs.
Oh, there is. Oh, so it'd be like a multiplayer Gary's Mod server or something, would it?
I've heard of this before. They call it shared dreaming. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but I'd like to hear EmeraldOdin's experiences with it.
Is there like
I
a
thought you'd
latency-
never asked.
Is there like latency and whatnot in shared dreaming?
I had a dream the other night that Ethan Castellan crashed the big boss mobile into Coles Express.
Cool.
That's
I hate
really
when it
cool.
happens.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, EmeraldOdin.
Yeah, I had a few shared dreaming experiences, but there's only one that really stands out. I haven't really tried to do it intentionally. There's one, well, not really shared dream experience, but one that tried to do. That was actually also the last lucid dream I had. I found someone that apparently knew what Reddit was and what Reddit's dreams subreddit was, and I tried to fun experiment. I tried to tell him to post his dream as soon as he wakes up and explicitly mention my username to see if someone actually will post it. This dream has been 2 or 3 days ago, and so far nobody has posted it. I've been watching the new page of the dream subreddit, so sadly, seems that that didn't work. But another shared dream I had, and that was really, really intense. It's with one of my friends. I remember just spawning into a world, and he was standing right next to me. I was looking to my left, and he was standing there. The world was kind of post-apocalyptic. There was a lot of dust, no power. The buildings were half broken. It didn't seem to look very good there. And I saw my friend just running away. He was running away from me. He didn't see me. And he walked towards the building and walked inside. And I did the same thing. I also went inside. I couldn't find him anymore. But there was this one couple, elderly couple, and I was walking into their room. And they were watching TV, some kind of propaganda by a government or something. And they invited me to stay. And suddenly the whole building exploded, and I died and woke up.
Damn.
And then I walked to my workplace where my friend also was, and he wasn't there yet. This was when I was woken up, by the way, in real life. And I was about to put on my headphones, but before that he walked in and he was like, "Yeah, I had this crazy dream, and I ran into this building, and then I set off an explosive, and it exploded." I was like, "Holy fuck, what? Seriously? Wait, I had also had this dream. I was in there." And he said, like, "No, that's not possible because I didn't see you." And I said to him, "Yeah, but you weren't looking at me when I was dreaming, so it makes sense that you didn't see me. You just ran away." So it was so crazy. Like, he was the one setting off the explosive, and that ultimately destroyed the building and killed me. But yeah, I mean, it could be a coincidence, but damn, that was really a huge one. Then I loved that.
Huh. That is crazy. That sounds like beyond dreaming. That sounds like some other shit. But it was also happening in a dream, so I don't know. I can't say that for sure. And for that other person, you said it happened recently, right? Maybe they listened to our podcast. It's a long shot, but you know, no, I'm just messing with you. All right. Anyone else have any more questions for EmeraldOdin? Second interlude while I think of what I was going to say.
Do you play? Oh, yeah, Tom Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk. Shut up, Ashoo. Is it like real life Inception, where like you can fucking like kill people if you kill their minds or something?
I mean, the whole scenario feels like Inception, like the visuals of it, but I'm not sure if you would say it's like Inception, where you can actually like brainwash something or someone. I don't think that would work. You have to share a dream for that, I guess. And
It's probably
the thing, the challenge is, like, even if this is real, like even if you can actually get a shared dream, you also have to not just know that you're dreaming, but you also have to know that you're in a shared dream. And that's just 2 shots you have to take there.
That's very true. And yeah, Ashoo, you can dream in a dream. I had like a dream last night where I had a dream inside another one. But it's not the George episode, you know, it's the EmeraldOdin episode.
Well, yeah, that's possible. I had dreams and dreams as well. And one time I had 21 false awakenings. 20? That was exhausting. I did not like that. Because in the first few, I kept waking up, brushing my teeth, and eventually when I really woke up, I felt so tired of doing that because it felt like I did that all this time over and over again. And
wow,
that was one of the least funny ones.
Damn.
So true.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, Pato. So we just got our guest here, EmeraldOdin, and he's talking about lucid dreaming.
I watched the Matrix. The Matrix and the second one for the first time recently, and I know I'm kind of getting similar vibes. We're like, go into the world and you can do whatever you want. if yeah, that's my contribution.
Yeah, I get you.
Is that like the metaverse from Mark Zuckerberg?
This is better than the metaverse.
This is metaverse
Yeah.
without Zuck.
I would rather be in a shared dream in the metaverse. Hell yeah.
It reminds me of an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
shut up.
Brain of
Oh, Joe.
Mute him.
Shut up.
Mute him.
Joe, I'm muting him. Sorry, EmeraldOdin.
Yeah.
I know it might seem like nice to you, but he does this every episode. So we just mute him whenever he starts talking about Star Trek.
I find this funny. It's like a little family that just knows exactly what to do when someone says something.
Yeah, we are a family, aren't we?
No.
We are family. That's a song.
See, we're only a family after we all do your sister.
Ah ha ha ha
Wait
ha.
a minute.
Anyway, Emerald.
We are
Do you happen to play the popular video game Team Fortress 2?
I didn't really play that game. Sorry, I play barely any games. I played Minecraft. I also played. It was mentioned before. I forgot the name. Gmod, Gary's Mods, and well, not much more. Oh yeah, and Paladins I played. That's it,
Oh yeah,
basically.
Yeah, I need
Oh,
no
and some
video
horror
game.
games.
It's all up in your mind.
exactly. You got like every video game in your head.
Yeah, sort of, but I also it's also like I mean, it's not like I think games are useless or something. I play games myself as well. It's just that my time is so limited. Like I have so much things to do that playing games is usually something I do for like 1 hour a week or something, and then I'm done with it. So I also have this thing called synesthesia, where you mix your senses. So when I see moving images, they also make a sound in my head. And if I do that for too long, then I'm getting like exhausted. Like the tears are coming out of my eyes from just staring at the screen. So I try to limit my exposure to moving images a lot.
Holy, yeah. Wait, sorry. What was that called? Synesthesia?
Synesthesia. It's basically means the unification of senses. So when you see something, you can also hear it, or you could see colors in numbers, or can hear sound in words or something. It's different for everyone. For me, it's mostly that when I see a moving image, audio is being created in my head. I cannot turn it off. It's when I see like a GIF image or GIF, or however you pronounce it, of an explosion. I hear the explosion, and when I see something shaking, I can hear and feel the shaking in my head, and that is especially exhausting. So, yeah, that's it's a whole different subject, really. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, that definitely is. So, Pato and not Ash or Sly, we haven't really heard much from you this episode. You got any questions or comments you'd like to chime in?
So who's the special guest?
EmeraldOdin, he's like the guy with the picture, the profile picture of the guy, and he's like sitting back to back with a big red dragon. And I'm guessing that's like you, by the way.
Yeah, this never happened, by the way. It was more to convey the feeling of meditating with appreciation, basically, for what happens in dreams. So yeah, it's like one overcoupling reflection of my feelings, basically.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yes, I have something very important to say.
Go ahead. I was gonna say. Yeah, what's up, Peter?
Oh, just give me a sec. I still remember what it was.
All right.
I hope
was
he says, my name's Jeff.
Yeah, it's gonna be something funny. I know it could be something insightful. We don't know that. In the meantime, I guess while waiting for that, I guess I might ask you, EmeraldOdin. You mentioned shamanism before. What
Yes.
is your interest in that, and what does it mean to you?
Okay, so shamanism is something I think I could say that I didn't find shamanism, but shamanism found me.
Okay.
I was really long time ago. I think like 4 or 5 years right now, and I was looking for things to meditate on because I wanted to practice my meditation. And back in the day, I could not sit still for more than 2 minutes, let alone meditate. So usually when I did meditate, it was like with music and something to focus on. So yeah, I was trying to find something, and we were going on a holiday to a German place called Stadtkiel, which have a lot of nature around it. And if one thing happens with me in nature, it is there's always something spiritual going on. Always, it always comes back, and I do not know how that happens, but I think the oxygen or something just makes me more sensitive to things.
Yep.
So I felt like this was a good moment because, yeah, it was the best moment. So we went on a holiday to Stadkiel, and I had a bunch of things downloaded from YouTube. I didn't really specifically look for shamanism, but amongst one of the few meditation musics I had was shamanic drums, which was literally just bum 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 bum, just drums. Nothing happened in there. And I don't know why, but it was a beat, and I was like, okay, you know what, I can focus on this. This is something I can meditate with. And somehow during my meditation, I was like, okay, you know what, let's try the drums. And I was sitting on my bed and put on good headphones, put on the drums. And after 50 minutes, I felt like I was going crazy. Like, it was so hard to not get distracted. But I was in for 50 minutes. That was quite good. So all in all, I felt like, okay, you know what, this isn't working, but at least I meditated for much longer. So I put off my headphones. Except I didn't. I felt my hands going to the headphones, and I felt putting them off. But I was still having physically the headphones on my head, still hearing the music. I was
Holy
out of
shit.
body all this time. Like, I
fucking-
didn't know, but during the day with these drums, I was out of body for the whole freaking session, and I didn't even realize it. So that was a moment that I was shocked, and during the shock, I woke up, in quote marks, or got out of the trance, and I was like, holy shit, I need to know more about this. I have to know about shamanism. I want to know what this is. I want to know how it works, and because I never had this during the day, and this was absolutely amazing. We're not talking about like something like half astral projection where you still feel your real body. No, this was like I was gone. You know, I was on a trip, and I had this before in my sleep, as you probably know already, but not during the day. So I went on online, and I found a book called The Way of the Shaman, and I really loved the book. It's a little bit biased because of the author has only been with a few specific tribes, but overall the practice is pretty good how he explains it. And I really wanted to go to a meetup from this guy, and he died in the same month that I discovered it. So I felt a little bit sad about that. But other than that, it was a good book. And then I found the Shamanism Discord, which I joined, and yeah, from there I just kept doing more practices. So shamanic journeys, which by now I don't do with drums anymore. I just do it in silence because I don't need it anymore. Yeah, it's something I do sort of every once in a week. I was doing it every day, but it felt too heavy on me. Like I started getting really hypersensitive, so I tuned it down a little. But yeah, that's shamanism is a really great thing that I do, especially if you would say you really need a lucid dream, but you wake up without one. Then I'm like, okay, you know what? I can just do a shamanic journey, and it's going to be close to the same thing. Another thing that is really nice about shamanic journeys is that it's like a vaccine for your mind, because a shamanic journey is very close to a dream. So if you haven't lucid dreamt or haven't dreamed for a while, if you do this, then your mind gets like a demo of what a dream looks like. And I feel like if I do that, it increases my chances of lucid dreaming as well, because my mind instantly can pick up on these signals like, oh, there is suddenly a photograph of me in a bar, and I don't know that it happened. Okay, that must be a dream, because in shamanic journeys you have all this focus. Well, with a dream, if you're actually dreaming, if you are like, okay, what am I gonna do now? What's my plan? The moment you stop and you start wondering what you're gonna do, your dream is gonna drift off, and you're gone. You're gone, mate. You're absolutely your lucid dreaming is gone. And shamanic journeys really help with that, I feel. So it's both for a positive spiritual vibe for me, but also for to help me with lucid dreams as well.
That's a very good answer, and I just like to add that they say that when you take a nap during the day, or rather, if you want to remember something, take a nap after you do it, because when you nap, apparently you're supposed to go straight into like the REM stage of sleeping, right, where you consolidate memories. So I don't know, maybe a shamanic bird journey has something to do with that.
Naps. Yeah, that's
Is that real? Or is that just a dude bro thing?
I don't know if it's real or not. Someone else can. I'll like fact check it myself, and then I'll put something up in the comments.
Professional fact checker on this podcast. Someone with peer-reviewed papers.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I mean, this is a paranormal podcast. How much facts can we get?
I guess there's references in books and content or something could work. Like, for instance, if I quote Einstein, that could be something you can fact check.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Source, dude, trust me. Oh, the more relevant, it happened to me in a dream. It came to me in a dream. You seen that meme?
Not really, I think. I've seen some dream memes, but not that one, I think.
I'll try to find it real quick. Just doing my speed meme searching. I'm really good at this. Alright, if you check Dust Cord 2, I will have posted it. Someone put in the footnotes there.
Oh, I have to scroll a fuck ton. I'm just gonna click the scroll bar. Poof. Okay, I'm done. This was once revealed. What?
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
that is amazing.
Next time you're writing something, you're gonna use that as one of your footnotes.
That is great. Wow.
Alright, well, we've been going for 42 minutes now. Anyone else got anything to add? Wait, did we lose someone? Where'd Thomas Milk go?
He's dead.
Oh, man. And someone
no,
else
that's
as well,
not-
Pato, yeah. I guess it's just the 5 of us now in the music bot. Oh, no, he's back. Yeah, anyone else got anything to say to EmeraldOdin?
Yeah, do you want this picture of me?
Picture of you. Go ahead and send the picture, I guess. That's not you. Don't lie. That is not you. Who is that?
It is. It was me dressing up in my national costume. It's from the caucus.
Okay, I'm gonna message Sam and see what I mean, Thomas Milk. Okay. Okay. Thomas Milk, come back. Alright, let's see if he comes back.
Do you own an NFT?
No.
I'm talking to EmeraldOdin.
Oh.
Like, he seems like someone that would be interested in that crypto
In
blockchaining thingamajigs. Yeah. Do you have an
How did
NFT
you know?
of like your?
Yeah, I love crypto stuff. I actually fixed a bug in my trading bot that I was like stuck with for days,
Trading bot.
minutes before this podcast started. So I was especially happy about that.
Nice.
Where does your trading bot sell all the things to?
It's a crypto trading bot. It used to trade Bitcoin. I basically traded leverage tokens, and leverage tokens were like tokens that you can, for instance, if Bitcoin drops, the leverage. Are you fucking kidding me? Someone calls me now. Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
alright, you can take the
I'll
call.
turn my phone in play mode. It's this one person is keep calling me, and it's
Yeah, I was
just-
trying to find where your phone number was.
Oh my god. Well, I put it in play mode now. Sorry about that. I should have done that sooner.
There's no problems. If you need to take the call, you can take it. It's alright.
No. That's this is this girl that has computer problems, and she keeps bugging me about it. And I'm not stressed out, but I have such a huge work schedule recently that I don't want to do
gonna
that right
have
now.
sex?
And she's gonna try to manipulate me to come into weekends and stuff. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just rather stay here.
No, yeah.
So to come back to your question about the leverage tokens, that's what it trades, but it's forbidden now in the Netherlands. Like poof, one day to the other, the government denied it. So I was like, Jesus, are you kidding me? Really? So I
What they
moved.
do?
I spent I think 4 days in a row to move my bot to a so-called DEX, which stands for decentralized exchange. Which
Wait. Do
yeah.
you know Robotron?
Sorry.
Do you know who Robotron is? He's someone on the server. He lives in the Netherlands too, I think.
Oh.
Seeing as the Netherlands is like so small, it's like basically one city. You could probably like walk to his house.
Yeah, it's a small country and it's also really flat. So
Yeah, you go for drinks or something.
You could smoke DMT together.
I was about to dox Robotron. No, I can't do that. It's too mean. I would never dox Robotron.
DM, like, the both of them are like a meetup location or something. They both show, have a nice drink,
Anyway, yeah, Robotron's also like a paranormal guy in our server, and he's into cryptocurrency as well. It's like he's the same person, but from like separated at birth. Whoa.
Well, he's like the UFOs and all that. And,
Yeah, he's UFOs and Emerald Odin's
Lucid
dragons.
Dream
and-
guy. Do you think they could like do a team up or something?
I think they cover the weaknesses of each other, and bolster each other's strengths.
Or maybe they're like nemesises or something. Like one's like the evil version of the other one, sort of thing.
What is Robotron's actual evidence of UFOs? Like, has he posted anything or?
He always posts stuff to his YouTube channel. I'll link that in the description of this video as well, because we got to do an interview with Robotron as well, and then maybe we can get like a third one where we get both Emerald Odin and Robotron in to talk to each other. That'd be cool.
sounds like a fun guy, so I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, he's a pretty fun guy. I mean, he's also into fun guy, as in like mushrooms.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never done that stuff, but it's cool that people do that. I'm interested in it. I just can't take it. That's the only reason. But
That's fair.
I'm not against it or something.
Yeah. No issues. Well, I don't think that Thomas Milk is coming back, and honestly, I'm very satisfied with this podcast. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add for closing words before I wrap things up?
And you do a brief summary of everything that you said, just for the viewers at home.
Who, me or Emerald Odin?
Emerald Odin, just for the viewers' pleasure at home.
What was your question? Sorry, I was talking through it.
Can you do a summary just for the viewers at home?
Oh, wow. Okay, you basically asked me what I remember what I all said all the way back from the beginning. I guess that's the best way to summarize it is, well, do stuff where you feel good with, because you're gonna keep your practice up for a long time, and find something also if you're not aware too much in real life, like if you feel like things just pass by, focus on mindfulness. That is the best way to get a higher chance of lucid dreaming.
Great.
So what's your opinion of this person that I just posted in Discord?
Oh, I love with the people better. Who is that? Klaus Schwab?
Yeah.
It looks like an NFT. That is all I can say.
But do you know who that is? Klaus
No.
Schwab.
I know who that is. He's basically, I think he's like the leader of the World Economic Forum, and he's always writing books about things like the Great Reset. That is a conspiracy theory thing that we will have to tackle in another episode of the Ashes to Ashes podcast. So, dear viewers, be sure to tune in.
I forgot to ask.
Oh, go on.
Did you mint an NFT of your dragon thing?
No, I
Is
haven't
this something
done
you
that.
plan on doing?
I'm planning to make NFTs, but not this one, because my dragon is too meaningful to me. I kind of want to treat it with respect. It's not just a dragon, it's like a spirit animal. I once 3D printed my dragon, and one of my colleagues was like, oh, can I see it? And I dropped it, and his head fell off. And I was so freaking angry at myself. Like, how can I do that? I was like, oh my god. So no, there's not going to be an NFT of my
the
dragon.
super glue, the gorilla glue?
Sorry?
Did
Did
you
you
glue it
use
back
like the
together?
gorilla glue to put it back together, or was it like
I tried, but it's kind of a small model, and I feel like that's not gonna work for me. So
you
instead,
got to think on a bigger scale?
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm gonna turn it into powder, and I'm gonna make a new model out of the filament. So it's gonna stay. It's like a griff. No, not a griffin. How is that thing called again? Phoenix. It rushes out of the ashes. Yeah. And
Well, are you gonna
I
do
think
like a
that's
bigger
something
one?
I want to try doing, but something like that. But I haven't done that yet. Right now, it's just in a drawer somewhere. But yeah, I do want to make NFTs of my dream art. But I'm gonna do that when IOTA, which is a crypto I'm heavily invested in, has finished its new token and network called Assembly, which allows smart contracts to run on IOTA itself. So then I want to release it over there. Because IOTA has been the start of my career basically, and I want to pay my sort of respect to that by hosting my first NFT there.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today, EmeraldOdin. You were a great guest.
Oh, thank you very much. It's nice to hear. You were a great host.
Thank you. We'll ask the viewers to tune in next time on the Ashes to Ashes podcast when we talk about, you know what, we're probably going to talk about the Great Reset, and you're going to be on the podcast, Pato.
When's the next podcast?
I don't know. I guess we'll discuss it more in like the Dust Code channel.
Can you mention me as well when it happens, because I'm super interested in that.
Sure, you can become a recurring guest.
I'm not really that much interested in conspiracies anymore, but that one really strikes an interest, because one of the things that really piqued my passion, especially since the pandemic, is the housing crisis.
Yep.
So the Great Reset also falls there. I cannot believe how stupid many people are right now, like how they cannot believe something isn't happening, and that interests me. So
awesome. Then we will catch you all.
Homosexuality.
We will catch you all on the flip side. George out.